Uh-oh. I forgot to change my orientation. No. But it doesn't matter. What up? 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 What's good? It's your boy, the Ultimate Rage, coming back with yet another live. Another line. You are now in the no cap zone, where we have a super duper crazy strict dress code. Knock it the hell off with all of that capping ass shit. The only cap that is allowed here, you're thinking cap. Otherwise, miss me all that bullshit, miss me all that nonsense, miss me all that goofy shit. Blah, 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 blah. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. You can cry, you can complain, you can say all this shit. I don't care. Don't care. Facts over feelings. Facts over feelings. Uh-oh. It is. Thanks for coming through, my boy. Thanks for coming through, for sure. Yeah, see, the fact of the matter is that these, all these different tech companies have had both positive and negative effects on us as a society, right? Well, let's take it. Let's rewind. Technology has had such a... Hit that like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Make sure you follow me on all social medias at The Ultimate Rage. Links are available on my page. Anywho, technology has had such a huge impact on humanity. It's had a huge impact in our quality of life. It's had a huge, pretty much central impact in our development as a society, as a civilization. Technology, technological innovation is at the core of the development of our society. When we discovered fire, when we discovered agriculture, when we discovered how to create all these different tools, when we figured out, oh, if you like grab a stick, you can hit a motherfucker with it. You can hit that motherfucker. You can knock him out. You might even can put a blade at the end of that thing. And then you can, hunt and gather. You can hunt and gather. All of these different innovations helped us to develop as a human race. Yeah, it is, fam. That's what's up, though, Matt. I'm not a software developer, but I have studied code. I've taken programming classes. I studied Java for like a year. I suck at programming. My dad was a programmer. Unfortunately, I didn't get that gene. But I do know some of the different things, some of the different codes. And that's one of the reasons why I compare theism to programming, to the simulation hypothesis, right? Yeah, it definitely is. And we've seen it. We've seen so many scores of people getting let go from all these major tech companies, despite the fact that they talk about, no, you don't understand. Like, it's making people better coders. It's making people better. It's a tool that people, it's like, stop it, Five. We know how these fools do. We know how corporations do. I have a business degree, so I know a thing or two about business, right? Business's main goal is to maximize profits, minimize costs at all costs. That's why they have no problem cutting corners. They even do what's called a cost-benefit analysis. They will factor in, hey, we could fix this problem in this automobile, but it's actually cheaper if we just get sued by people rather than actually do a recall and fix the problem. If somebody loses their life because they had an accident, who cares? We just made record profits in the last quarter, guys. Bonuses for everyone. But we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves, right? Because the fact of the matter is that in the modern age, technology has been used in great ways and terrible ways. On one hand, people like you and I can interact directly despite being potentially thousands of miles away from each other. Something that has never been ever possible in all of human history. If you were in America and you wanted to talk to somebody in Africa, you had to get your ass up and go all the way fucking there. And no, you couldn't just take a plane. You had to fucking walk. You had to get on the boat. You had to Go all the way there, sail all the way there, sail the mighty, terrible seas, and hope that you made it. Then you had to go get on land and find the motherfuckers you're looking at. Well, now you can just talk. You can just get on here or any app, and you can talk to anybody. You can call, text, email. You can fucking Facebook, Snapchat, IG, TikTok, YouTube, Skype. Yeah, Skype. You've ever talked about that? So you can Skype. LinkedIn. I mean, we have so many different ways of communicating. It's absurd. You would think that with this ability to communicate, with all of this interconnectivity, that would make it easier for us to communicate, for us to learn things, for us to educate each other, for us to empower each other. But the opposite is true, because the powers that be do not want us to learn, do not want us to improve. They want to ensure that things stay the same. So while we have this interconnectivity, they do not want us to learn shit. Yeah, that is true. So things like that, Matt, like, you know, the underprivileged gaining access to these technologies, that has been great. But at the same time, they're not being used to their maximal capacity, right? Even now here in America, my sister's a high school teacher. She laments a lot of the times that the students be dumb as fuck. They don't even know, hey, I could just look shit up on Google. They would rather ask somebody else than just do the work, take the 5 seconds to say, who was the actor who played Batman in the 1980s? No, they won't. They won't. Even though they got the internet right now, they can find out right now. And yes, Matt, that is exactly the truth. And that's what I'm going to get to. An old fucking mentality, divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. How do they do that? Political parties, theism ideologies, and their subgroups, their subsections, their subsections, all of that shit. Yeah. People don't value learning, especially if people have a certain ideology that they subscribe to. Any and everything they learn, either they incorporate it into their beliefs, or if it contends with their beliefs, fuck that shit, don't mean shit. Wait, you mean to tell me you believe in the Big Bang? You believe in the Big Bang? Don't you understand? God said it, and bang, it happened. Ha ha, checkmate, atheist. Ha ha, checkmate. A word? When did he say that? Where matter of fact, where is this God thing at? What is it? Where is it? How do you know? So, we live in this time now. I like to call it the end game. Theists like to call it the end times, because they think the world is going to end. The world is going... No, what? Why would the world end? No, the world is... Y'all know it is going to end. All this theism industrial complex shit has to end. You had a multiple 1,000-year run, theists. Sorry to break it to you, it's over. The data is in. Y'all got nothing. Your thoughts and prayers don't accomplish anything. They don't. They never have. They never will. Never. Ever. But see, this is the problem. Despite the fact that we have the internet, despite the fact that we have all this mass communication, theists do not want to let it go. And then they use politics to purport their bullshit, to legislate their bullshit on all the rest of us. Both major parties love the theism industrial complex, because they are the theism industrial complex. They do not care about the Constitution. The Constitution doesn't matter to none of these fucks. What up, Pin Dog? What up? Penny the Kid. What up? The fact of the matter is that technology... Didn't the Constitution come into play today? In what way, pray tell? Please elaborate. Because last time I checked, motherfuckers stomp all over this shit. No, you said today. Now you're saying in history. Which is today or in history? Or are you saying that we're making history today because we're the fucking greatest? Because we're in the no cap zone where we keep it real in these parts. Where we have a strict dress code. Knocking it off with that motherfucking cap and shit. Exactly. And I say it all the time. It literally says it. And I love to show. See, I like to show my work. TikTok hates that shit. The Amendment 1. Freedom of religion, speech, and the press. Says it right there. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. So what the hell are these motherfuckers talking about? If religion was so wonderful and amazing, then why do we say, hey, knock it the hell off with that shit? You have the freedom to, and look, it says it too. Can't tell if you can see it. It also says, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So you can believe whatever the fuck you want. Can't nobody stop you. What it doesn't say is that we can't criticize your shit, that we can't actually assess whether or not your beliefs actually comport with reality. See, back then, technology was still slowly beginning to grow and improve. You know what I'm saying? Isaac Newton just came out with the brand new fucking calculus. These things were new ideas. And people were like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? And to the point where people today still can't fucking figure that shit out. And I'll admit, calculus isn't the easiest shit in the world. Maybe that explains why the kids are failing miserably in the math and sciences. Yeah, they're not. I didn't see your comments coming through at all, fam. So, that's kind of the issue that we have. Isn't it funny? The United States Constitution was signed in 1787, but they didn't say, hey, freedom, peace, tranquility. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that everybody's created equal. No, it says all men. All men are created equal. So fuck women out the gate. Fuck these bitches. We don't give a fuck about them. Oh, these N-words? Oh, can't stand them. Can't stand them. They're not even people. In fact, we think they're 3/5 of a people. 3/5. Y'all ain't even real people. You people are subhuman. You're ape-like creatures. Ape-like. Of course not. Of course not. And that's what we're here to do. Either to update and revise it or just eliminate it and start over and do it with something way better. Because, see, when this was formulated, we didn't have airplanes. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have Samsung and Apple. We had some guy named Sam singing, eating apples, because he was kind of fruity. No. But now we have the modern age. Now we have all this technology. Now we have all this access to information. Now we have all this connectivity. We got people in the chat saying what's up to each other, which wouldn't have ever happened 100 years ago, 50 years ago. There's no way people could say, hey, what's up? Hey, what's going on? Hey. You know what I'm saying? We got people all over the world, all over the country coming through. And yet, you still haven't hit that like button. What the hell is wrong with you? Hit that, push the goddamn button. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But this is what I'm talking about. We have the ability to discuss, to educate ourselves, each other, all this access to information, all these different platforms, all these different tools, all these different apps, all these different devices. You would think that that will allow us to continually improve, to continually figure out what the hell is going on. But as Matt brilliantly noted earlier, no, we have these people that are in the positions that are using these technologies to help cause people to lose their jobs. And as we saw with our own eyes, motherfuckers using technologies to say, oh, you can't talk about thank you, appreciate you. Can't talk about this, can't talk about that. Oh, did you mention the topic of discussion? How dare you? How dare you bring up a topic of discussion for people to talk about? I can't believe that you would talk about drugs. How dare you talk about drugs? How dare you mention the fact that people are addicted to drugs, that people are subjected to all types of diseases, and that they're subject to all kinds of substance abuse issues? How dare you mention it? Don't you understand? Nobody's addicted to drugs. Don't bring it. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. We don't want you to know about it. Exactly. We can't talk about shit. We can't talk about shit without somebody get their panties in a bunch. We just seen. I got 2 restrictions. 2, not 1, but 2. Both for drugs. Because I mentioned drugs. Because I mentioned the word drug. That's why I said, oops, did I say the D word? They were like, yes, you did. You have been restricted. I can't stand you. Penny, I ain't miss shit. Penny, you know we do this every day. Ain't shit changed. Ain't shit changed. It's the same old shit. The same old motherfucking bullshit. Same old shit. Shit ain't changed. Shit ain't changed. I'm glad you mentioned that, Matt, because that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. That's what I wanted to talk about today. The AI revolution. The AI revolution that's supposed to help save us as a people, but that's also being used to fuck us over and keep us docile and acting like goofy ass, pathetic ass, pussy ass bitches. Check this out. Omnipresent AI cameras will ensure good behavior, says Larry Ellison. We're going to have supervision, says billionaire Oracle co-founder Ellison. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't see, Ars Technica. The Ars Technica, all right? Ars Technica. On Thursday, Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison shared his vision for an AI-powered surveillance future during a company financial meeting, reports Business Insider. During an investor Q&A, Ellison described a world where artificial intelligence systems would constantly monitor citizens through an extensive network of cameras and drones, stating this would ensure both police and citizens don't break the law. Ellison, who briefly became the world's second wealthiest person last week when his net worth surpassed Jeff Bezos's for a short time, outlined a scenario where AI models would analyze footage from security cameras, police body cams, doorbell cameras, and vehicle dash cams. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we are constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on, Ellison said, describing what he sees as the benefits from automated oversight from AI and automated alerts from when crime takes place. We're going to have supervision, he continued. Every police officer is going to be supervised at all times. And if there's a problem, AI will report the problem and report it to the appropriate person. That begs the question, who's the appropriate person? Him? Bitch ass, rich ass pussy? Nah, fuck him and his ilk. You mean to tell, I was just looking, I'm gonna post this later. 10 people, 10, including this goofy, 10 people are worth over $1 trillion. 10 people. 10 people worth over $1 trillion. And this is their solution to our problems. Watch us at all times, right? Now, this wouldn't be as big of a deal if these same people were doing the work to help us really create a well-functioning society for ourselves. If before he said all of this, he was like, first, let's tackle human hunger and poverty and homelessness and thirst and climate change and the private prison industrial complex and try to figure out a better way that we can improve the political system and political discourse in America and fixing our schools so that nah, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. See, this is the issue, Jay. Of course it can be beneficial. Of course it could. It could be. But when you have a nation, as I just described, we have all these issues, and the powers that be have no desire to solve any of it, but this is what they want to put all their effort into. All you're doing is worsening the dystopia that we already have. And we know, fam, we know these fools are going to pick and choose who is considered a criminal and who's not. Because when they commit crimes, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They have no problem breaking their own laws. I showed y'all on Sunday laws that presidents break. Presidents who, before that, they were senators and secretary of state, and before that, they were lawyers. Motherfuckers whose jobs it is to know the law. Do you really think that in this type of a system that this fool describes, that he's gonna be subject to that shit, or that his friends and family and that the powers that be are gonna be subject to this shit? You really think that AI is gonna be like, oops, Mark Zuckerberg violated an antitrust law, gotta lock his ass the fuck up. Hey, let's report the appropriate person. Hey, president, hey, tech community, whoever the fuck he thinks Larry thinks the fucking appropriate person is. President Trump violated another law, man. Kamala Harris violated another law, man. We gotta lock her up. Come on, fam. I literally showed y'all the articles where the FBI said, yeah, we found that presidential candidate Hillary Clinton clearly violated laws, but we just don't have enough evidence that she willfully violated the law. She just accidentally violated the law. Do you think they're gonna say that to L Boogie down the street? You think they're gonna tell Lil Nuck, hey, you violated the law? Oh, I didn't know. We don't give a fuck. Put your ass behind your back. Jay, why do you do this, fam? Why? Sometimes I be thinking that you're doing this shit to make me mad, to troll me, to get a rise out of me. Yeah, it could, but it's like you intentionally missed the point. It's like you choose not to see the point, even though I just said it. I just told you. While this could be a good thing, yes, it could be a good thing if it was used properly. You are a fucking fool if you think that it's going to be just totally used properly. Here in Chicago, we have shit like that right now that fails. There's a whole article about it. Some system that's supposed to be able to detect gunshots fucking doesn't work. Billions of dollars wasted. Here. And plus, we have this hyper-capitalist, plutocratic, oligarchical, conquistocratic, kleptocratic, gerontocratic, theocratic, techno-feudalist corporatocracy where there's a two-tiered system. I just told you, Hillary Clinton, the FBI said, yes, she violated laws. She violated laws. We found evidence that she indeed did break the law, but we're not going to bring charges because she didn't willfully do it. We didn't find enough evidence that she willfully did it. We didn't find enough evidence that she willfully violated the law. Therefore, we're not going to bring charges to her. That is what I'm saying. Even though we have these technologies, they are not being implemented fairly. When you have a system that is unfair, when they have a system that is clearly unfair, when you have a two-tiered system, the haves and the have-nots, they are not being used. They're not being utilized. They're not being implemented fairly, just like what we just saw on TikTok right now, 12 minutes ago. They hit me all these fucking violations just for saying the word drugs. Just for saying the word drugs. You got to take these things to their logical conclusion. Do you think it's just going to stop there? Do you think it's just going to stop at, oh, well, a crime happened here, a crime happened there? Come on, fam. Who gets to decide? And you really trust these fucks? You really trust these fucks who demonstrated their incompetence, who demonstrated their problem? Yeah, it is important. That's literally what the FBI said. Okay, I apparently have to show you. Because apparently, I can't just tell you, even though I showed y'all the other day and I thought you were here, but yes, that's what they said. That's literally what they said. James Comey, James the Rat Comey. Yes, that's literally what he said. This is Time magazine. Time. You know, the magazine Time. Time. Yeah. TikTok wouldn't like that. Oh, how dare you show something from Time magazine painting a Democrat in a bad light. In a highly unusual public statement Tuesday morning, FBI Director James Comey said Hillary Clinton and her aides may have violated the law in using a private email server when she was Secretary of State, but that their actions didn't warrant criminal charges. In this year-long investigation of how government secrets got onto the server, Comey said the FBI found evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information. But he said, we are expressing to the Justice Department our view that no charges are appropriate in this case. In the American system, justice depends not only on judges and juries, Comey said, but also on the decisions of investigators and prosecutors. Law enforcement officials weigh a number of factors before bringing charges, he said, and to make those decisions responsibly, they must consider the context of a person's actions and how similar situations have been handled in the past. Normally, those calls are made behind the scenes, but Comey said because the case had received intense public interest, he had decided to lay out why Clinton's actions didn't justify prosecution. Here we go. Over the course of the investigation, the agents found thousands of emails that contain information that should have been treated as government secrets, Comey said Tuesday, including 8 messages that had top secret information in them. All those messages have been sent or received through unsecure, unclassified channels on Clinton's private email network. And while agents found no direct evidence that the network was hacked, the FBI thinks it is possible some hostile actors may have done so. That combination of facts led Comey to declare Tuesday that Clinton and her aides had been extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information. But see, here's what it says. Technically speaking, that conclusion could have put Clinton in legal jeopardy. The laws regarding handling of classified information don't authorize punishing government officials for carelessness, but they are written so broadly they come close. They are written so broadly they come close. That's the point. That is the point. Matter of fact, let me show you this. One section of the Espionage Act, 18 U.S. Code 793. Isn't that the one I showed y'all the other day from fucking Cornell Law? Yeah, that same one. For example, says anyone authorized to handle secrets who, through gross negligence, permits the same to be removed from its proper place of custody shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. Other laws controlling government secrets are similarly broad, especially with regard to top secret material. But in practice, however, law enforcement officials have set a high bar for prosecuting violations of those laws, looking for clear criminal intent, which Comey said was absent in the Clinton case. Yeah, so basically they changed the law. They set the bar high. Funny, they set the bar high when it comes to like prosecuting these cases, even though they pick and choose who they do it to and who they don't, because they said that Chelsea Manning had clear criminal intent, but somehow Hillary Clinton didn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just goofy. That's exactly it, Penny. The same can be said on TikTok. Their community guidelines, they keep their guidelines broad as fuck. They don't say, okay, here's what you can and can't say. You can't say this, can't say that, you can't talk about this, can't talk about that. We have a giant list of things, words that you can't say, topics you can't discuss, all that type of shit. All they do is say, oh, bullying, you shouldn't bully. But what's bullying? What's considered bullying? Whatever they declare is bullying. And they get to pick and choose what bullying is, what it's not, who's bullying, and who doesn't. And because they couldn't prove that Hillary Clinton had clear criminal intent, even though she violated the law, she didn't do it on purpose. Therefore, she's totally not liable. We can't bring fucking charges against her. Yeah. That's the game. That is the fucking game. When the irony is that negligence shouldn't matter. Whether you did it on purpose or because you're stupid as fuck, it shouldn't matter. If somebody unalives somebody kills somebody, even if it was by accident, that's at least manslaughter. At least it's manslaughter. If you were fumbling with a gun and then you shot somebody and they died, even if you didn't say, hey, I'm going to kill you, even if you didn't come up with a plan, okay, at 7 p.m. tomorrow, I'm going to pretend like I was playing with the gun and then I'm going to shoot them and then manslaughter is still manslaughter. It's still a crime. It's still against the law, right? That's why intent shouldn't matter. Especially when you have a law like this that was made vague to begin with. But it's very reminiscent to me of, matter of fact, I'm going to show you. See, that's what I do. That's what they hate. I show you these things. I show you these things. I show you the facts. Check this out. I've shown y'all this before, but I love showing y'all this because it just highlights the bullshit. And this piggybacks of what Penny shared was a couple months ago about the Supreme Court. Check this out. Oh, what do you know? Our friend CBS News. CBS. Check this. Supreme Court overturns conviction in Bob McDonnell corruption case. Oh, look at that. That was in 2016. The Supreme Court unanimously decided Monday to overturn former Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell's bribery conviction in his federal corruption case. In a victory for McDonnell, the High Court vacated and remanded the Fourth Circuit's decision upholding his conviction, and it also vacated jury instructions and is requiring a retrial in McDonnell's case. Prosecutors must decide whether to seek a retrial in the case. The decision comes after the High Court had seemed likely to overturn McDonnell's corruption conviction after the 8 justices heard arguments in the case in April. Justices on both sides of the ideological spectrum had expressed skepticism about the rationale behind the conviction, cautioning that the case presented a potentially slippery slope for criminalizing politicians' behavior when it comes to exerting political influence for supporters. Because here's the thing. McDonald was found guilty on all 11 different counts of conspiracy back in 2014 after he and his wife Maureen accepted more than $165,000 in gifts and loans from Johnny Williams, CEO of the dietary supplement company Star Scientific. In turn, the McDonald's promoted Williams's vitamin supplement and their tab block and a block. But see, here's the thing. McDonald consistently rejected the accusation that he gave Williams and his company any special treatment in exchange for the money, saying that he had only made introductions to people on his behalf. So, blah, blah, blah. The point is, and I'm about to show y'all this. Check me out. Regarding the same case. Politico. Check it out. The decision from the 8th Justice Court could make it tougher for prosecutors to prove corruption cases against politicians in cases where there is no proof of an explicit agreement linking a campaign donation or gift to a contract, grant, or vote. The court's opinion, written by Chief Justice John Roberts, rejected the government's position that simply agreeing to meet with someone on account of such largesse could be enough to constitute an official act that could trigger a corruption conviction. Let's see. Okay. There is no doubt that this case is distasteful. It may be worse than that, but our concern is not with tawdry tales of Ferraris, Rolexes, and ball gowns. It is instead with the broader legal implications of the government's boundless interpretation of the federal bribery statute, Roberts wrote. A more limited interpretation of the term official act leaves ample room for prosecuting corruption while comporting with the text of the statute and the precedent of this court. So, let me see if I can find the part I'm looking for. Let me see. Oh, then there's this bullshit. From the outset, I strongly asserted my innocence before God and under the law. I have not and would not betray the sacred trust of the people of Virginia bestowed upon me during 22 years in elected office. Yeah, miss me with that goofy ass Jesus bullshit. There's a certain part though. Fuck. Let me see. My bad, y'all. My bad. Damn. Alright, so check it out. So there's this concept, right? Called quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. Alright, that's pretty much what this is about. The fuck is that? What kind of language is that? Quid pro quo, something that is given in return for something else or accepted as a reciprocal part of an exchange, right? Why does that matter? Right? Because that's what the case is about. The case is about, did the dude give the dude money in exchange for him to promote the product? Well, the idea is the reason why the law was overturned is because there's no clear-cut red smoking gun, red-handed fucking piece of evidence saying, hey, Bob McDonald, I'm going to give you $165,000 if you would please promote my drug, please promote my, oops, did I say the D word? My bad. TikTok would have kicked me the fuck off. Would you please promote my supplement, please? No, they changed the law to say you have to have clear-cut smoking gun evidence. You gotta have a text, an email, audio fucking recording of somebody saying, hey, Bob, I'm giving you this money in the amount of $165,000 for the exchange of you promoting my supplements. But the reason why this is a problem is because you don't need that no more. You can just say, hey, Bob, here's $165,000. You know what to do. And then, all of a sudden, Bob McDonald's like, hey, guys, are you having problems with your weight? Well, I am now using blah, 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 the fuck that dumbass supplement is called. And you can get like me. And then the dude is like, wow, Bob, thank you. I really needed that promo, my guy. I really appreciate it. So, you, him, her, anyone can give a politician a new Lamborghini, a new fucking watch, a new motherfucking Rolex, a new AP, an Audemars. You know what I'm saying? You can give a fucking politician whatever, anything. And if they just so happen to do something that totally directly helps you, it's legal. It's okay. It's okay. Don't you see? As long as you can't prove that they did it specifically for that purpose, it's totally legal. No such thing as bribery. See, we have a high standard of bribery around here. You have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that bribery is real. Otherwise, it's not bribery. It's just a gift. Don't you understand? It's just a wonderful gift. That's why our American political system is a fucking joke. That's why the Supreme Court is a piece of garbage. They are unelected goofies who are literally doing everything possible to worsen our lives by this type of corrupt ass shit. Fuck them. Fuck them. All of them. You can give a politician anything. If they help you, it's not corruption. It's not bribery at all. So pretty much, you would have to be a fucking fool to get caught with bribery nowadays. Sending somebody a text or writing somebody an email or getting caught in a secret recording saying, hey, I'm going to give you this in exchange for that. And then we wonder why things continually worsen here in the fucking America. Yeah, and Penny, that's what I was talking about. The fact that the Chevron thing is just an extension of this. Yeah, exactly, Jay. In fact, there's a whole fucking documentary about just that kind of thing. What was it? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Kids for Cash. Kids for Cash. Kids for Cash. You should check it out. Now, this happened, what, back in 2008? They just waited a few years too early. He got caught just a little too early. If he would have just stayed under the radar until 2016, fucking, okay, so for those of you who don't know, right, check it out. To your point, Jay, the Kids for Cash scandal. The Kids for Cash scandal centered on judicial kickbacks to two judges at the Luzerne County Court of Common Pleas in Wilkes-Barre, whatever the fuck you pronounce that shit, Pennsylvania, U.S. In 2008, judges Michael Conahan and Mark Ciavarella were convicted of accepting money in return for imposing harsh adjudications on juveniles to increase occupancy at a private prison operated by PA Child Care. Ciavarella disposed thousands of children to extended stays in youth centers for offenses as trivial as mocking an assistant principal on MySpace or trespassing in a vacant building. After a judge rejected an initial plea agreement in 2009, a federal grand jury returned a 48-count indictment. In 2010, Conahan pleaded guilty to one count of racketeering conspiracy and was sentenced to 17.5 years in federal prison. Ciavarella opted to go to trial the following year. He was convicted on 12 of 39 counts and sentenced to 28 years in federal prison. With this new Supreme Court law, both of these judges would have gotten nothing. Well, hold up. What they probably would have got nothing. Let me see. I don't know. But yeah, basically, this is what happens. This is what happens. You can say, "Hey, Principal John is a duty head," and they can say, "Oh, lock him up! Lock him up! How dare he? How dare she? How dare they? How dare they mock Principal John? All right, 6 months in federal fucking whatever the fuck youth detention for you." Just for saying some shit online. Just for saying something online. Something that was totally not a crime. But let them tell it was. Because they are the ones who get to interpret what a crime is and who isn't. And that's why I talk about having an AI surveillance state in this type of a nation where this type of shit can happen. Yeah, fucked up. The AI surveillance state wouldn't be such a bad thing if we had a government, a system that was working properly, that was working to improve our quality of life, that was showing clear-cut evidence of doing a good job of improving our quality of life, and that they were actually improving things in such a way that our quality of life was awesome. But no, it's the opposite. These motherfuckers are miserable failures, all of them. Constantly failing, demonstrating on a consistent basis they are consistently fucking goofies and failures. And now they want to monitor us all so they can keep us at bay. And what do you know? It's a billionaire who has his wonderful ivory tower, who doesn't have to worry about us plebs, but they can monitor us from their ivory tower. Yeah, it's totally uncommon. Why do you think TikTok hates when we do this? Why do you think they cite us with all types of violations just for me telling you this shit? Because they don't want you to know. They do not want you to know. They can't stand it. But yeah, you should check out that documentary. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but if it is, if you have Netflix, check it out. But wherever it's at, try to find it and check it out. It's a great documentary. Fantastic. Sad as fuck. We're talking about all kinds of teenagers had their lives ruined because of these pieces of garbage. Kids for cash. No, I didn't see that one, but it doesn't surprise me at all. And it's funny, right? It's funny how the FBI, as an example, can find people like Colt Gray and say, hey, what was that shit you was talking about? Oh, no, I was just trolling. That guy's like, okay, go on about your business. Nothing to see here, folks. And then Pops is like, hey, Colt, you remember that AK you wanted for Christmas? Well, I couldn't get you that, but I got you this AR-15 like rifle. Isn't that great? Don't shoot your eye out. Don't shoot your eye out. It's super sad. It's beyond pathetic. Why do you think I had to create the no cap zone? Because they don't want people to know this shit. They don't want nobody knowing none of this shit. They want everybody to shut the hell up, don't know nothing, and just keep participating in the same two-party false dichotomy. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Just going about your day, go to work, go to the store, go home, watch TV, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing other than we're the greatest. Aren't we the greatest? Aren't we fucking great? We are so great. We are so great. Oh yeah, he was just joking. He was so funny. He's funny. He's such a funny troll. Hey, look, he said he was gonna shoot up 10 people at the school. Totally harmless. Yeah, you could go home, Cole. Our bad. Sorry that we inconvenienced you today. We'll go back to our offices and pretend like this never happened. Yeah, we can just erase him off the list. Yeah, this kid is totally harmless. But oh, I mentioned, you know, those people, they suffer from like drug abuse issues, substance abuse issues. She's like, how dare you talk about drugs? Restriction. You mentioned drugs? How dare you? How dare? But this motherfucker can talk about, yeah, I got a list of people I want to take out. Yeah. And the FBI is like, no problem there. No problem there. No problem there. Now, I get it, right? I am very, very big on anti-censorship, right? I believe people should be able to say whatever the fuck they want, but at the same time, that doesn't mean I think that motherfuckers shouldn't be monitored if they make goofy jokes like that. Jokes like that. Because what sane person even thinks like that? What sane person is like, yeah, shooting up a school makes perfect fucking sense? The hell kind of shit is that? That's the type of shit that makes me mad as hell. They want to monitor us because we want to make the world a better place, because we like, hey, all these different issues, they should like not be issues anymore. Now that we have all this technology, now that we have all this capability, we should actually try to work together interdependently to actually find real, tangible, meaningful, effective, and efficient solutions. And they're like, no, talk to the hand, because the face don't want to listen. Jan, what up? What up? Thank you for coming through. Hit that like button, fam. Hit that like button. Welcome. You are in the no cap zone, where we have a strict dress code. Knock it off with that capping ass shit. The only cap that's allowed around these parts, the only cap that allowed around these parts, you're thinking cap. Exactly. Why the fuck are people making jokes and talking about shit like that? Because to me, I don't find humor in like death. I mean, we can make jokes about death, but like we don't find death funny, especially when it's innocent people, children, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not the funniest shit in the world. Children dying should not be funny to anybody. I don't give a fuck what the hell it is. We're talking about potential life. We're talking about people who could have gone on to do amazing things, who could have contributed to humanity's progression. Motherfuckers out here, yeah, love it. Yeah, if you ever go to a gore site, the comments are some of the worst shits in the world. Motherfuckers are out here psycho. Psycho. Yeah, exactly. Like, motherfuckers don't just say, oh, I'd like to shoot up a school. No, they'll name names and dates and locations. Yeah, I think that next Thursday I might go come through with the weapon, and then I'm going to take out Johnny, Jims, Jake, Sarah, Sarita, and fucking Kim. And Teacher Johnson, because I hate Teacher Johnson. He gave me a detention last week, and he's got to get his. Ha, 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 ha. The hell kind of shit is that? And what the fuck is wrong with that loser's dad? The hell is wrong with him? Hell is wrong with him? Oh, son, you were visited by the FBI for threatening a school shooting? Okay, that gives me a good reason to give you a gun. Yeah, that's a good idea. Give a kid that was visited by the FBI for threatening online a potential school shooting. Let me give him a gun that would totally help him do exactly that. Yeah, totally rad idea. Totally schmodally, like, yeah, you're never gonna fucking do anything with that. Ben, what up? What up? Thank you for coming through, fam. I'm alright. Could be better. It would be a lot better if you would please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell if you haven't. Otherwise, am I just pissed off at how people use technology to suppress us, to actually censor us. Thank you. Appreciate you, fam. We live in this nation, the capital of the world, where even though technology has helped us get to this point where we're all able to communicate and interconnect despite being thousands of miles away from each other, they also use this technology to make it more difficult for us to communicate, which is the reason why we're even here on YouTube, why we couldn't just do this on TikTok, because all the shit I just said in the past 56 minutes, we would have gotten banned 23 times over on TikTok. Just for me mentioning the word drugs, they gave me not one, but 2 restrictions today, like an hour ago. Just for saying the word drugs. As if drugs aren't a part of life. As if we don't have a substance abuse crisis in America. As if we don't have a fucking opioid crisis. A crisis. I just saw a video today, earlier on Reddit, in LA, of a whole bunch of tweakers just out and about tweaking, drugged out. Don't nobody, and this is in California, in LA, right? Super blue fucking state. Democratically led state. Right? And I don't know, it's just not the best thing in the world to see a whole bunch of drug addicted people laid out all over the street, all over the fucking park, all over the fucking benches, everywhere. And we're not trying to actually figure out solutions to how we can help these people, how we can help these people get over their addictions, help them get some kind of housing, a place where they can be safe, where they're not just out and about. We have real issues here in America, and instead of actually working to solve them, the powers that be benefit from these problems existing, which is why it's so hard for us to fix shit. Oh yes, the Unabomber. Yes, trust me, I'm very familiar. And it's ironic that a dude that would send bombs to a bunch of people's houses would complain about technology. Funny how that works. Oh, you want to complain about technology, but then you want to use that same technology to cause all kinds of problems and harm to people. Let me guess. That was proving his point. No. That's not what we do. If we want a well-functioning society for ourselves, that's not what you do. I'm heavy on choice too. But at the same time, I'm not heavy on imprisoning those people, because I don't see how putting people in prison solves a fucking drug abuse problem. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite YouTubers, Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, he's a prison YouTuber. He talks about how there's more drugs in prison than there are out here in the streets. Which means We gotta figure out something different. Putting drugs, yes, he is. I agree. Putting drug addicted people in prison is not a solution to their fucking problems. We gotta get into actually understanding what people are going through. Yeah, I agree. It's super sad. Because I'm a huge fan, and so he always talks about he ain't never going back, and now he's back. And it's like, even with all the things he was doing, all the great things he was doing, all the money he was making, bought that nice new house and got all these cars and trucks and got this fame, got the YouTube fucking what do they call it, the award thing. He still can't keep himself out of trouble. Because he's got a lot of traumas that he's still dealing with. Exactly. He got his own company, all this type of shit. But he's still dealing with all his own traumas, all his fucking, the abuse he dealt with growing up, the type of life that he led, the insane substance abuse problem he had. Alcoholic, popping perks and Xannies like it was nothing. Actually, no, I think it was just Xannies. I mean, he did a lot of shit. But, like, that shit takes a toll on you. And you're not solved just because you're doing well in life, because of what's going on up here. Years of abuse don't just go away, even with therapy, because there's still so much about the human brain that we don't know. And this is just a microcosm of what we see all around the nation. But let TikTok tell you, nah, these ain't problems at all. How dare you bring it up? How dare you even bring it up? You're going to mention the fact that people suffer from substance abuse issues? Ew, get the fuck off our platform. Don't talk about it ever. You're evil. How dare you say the word drugs on our platform? You're violating our community guidelines now. We're not going to allow you to be featured on the For You page. And that's exactly the problem, Benji. That right there. You just hit the nail on the head. As I stated earlier, the reason why the powers that be don't want to solve these issues is because they are the very ones who benefit from the issue. That's why the Iran-Contra deal was such a big deal. They are the ones that brought the drugs in. They brought the drugs in. They bring the drugs, declare a war on drugs, and now they can just fight drugs. They use communities like mine to flood with the drugs. And because we, the lowest of the totem pole of society, are the ones who are suffering the most, and the perpetrators of crime and all that type of shit, they can just imprison us at a fucking constant basis. I know, right? Like, I'm such an evil person because I had the nerve to mention this shit. I had the nerve to bring it up. I'm so horrible person. And then all these politicians can campaign. We're gonna fight hard on the war on drugs. We're gonna fight against drugs. Both major parties. I always talk about the 94 crime bill and all the shenanigans that surrounded that. A huge omnibus bill with all these different subsections and all these different earmarks. And this is the type of games that they play. Right? So, the 94 crime bill was used to strengthen drug laws so that those perpetrators of drugs can be arrested. But then they tacked on an earmark to it, the Violence Against Women Act. So they pretty much set it up as if you don't support the 94 crime bill, you're a fucking sexist. You mean to tell me you don't support the Violence Against Women Act? Well, then you're a piece of shit. Even Bernie Sanders, there's a video, and I might show y'all later, a video of Bernie Sanders himself giving a speech in Congress talking about how fucked up this bill was going to be because he saw that it was going to separate a bunch of black families and perpetuate the problem of dysfunctional families in our communities. But he played 3D chess. Yeah, exactly. Biden has been at the core of a lot of fucking bullshit. Thank you. Thank you. It's been at the core of a lot of... Oh, you're going to take it away. Well, then fuck you then. Mother... Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, both parties. This is during the Clinton administration. The Clinton administration. Bernie Sanders saw the bullshit, but even he had to vote for it because they played 3D chess. He knew that in the future, he might have political aspirations of being president. And he knew if he supported that, if he was against that bill, that it would be used against him. And please believe Hillary Clinton would have jumped all over him. Did you not know that fucking Bernie Sanders was against the Violence Against Women Act? He's a sexist. Sexist Bernie. I mean, they still tried to do that anyway. They still accused them of being sexist and Bernie supporters being sexist, even though, like I showed y'all the other day, Wendell Pierce assaults a fucking woman, female Bernie supporter, and shh. And then I show y'all on TikTok like, no, you can't show us that. You can't show people that. You can't do that. If you keep going like this, we're going to shut you down right now. We're going to shut you down. How dare you show us facts and truth? You are in violation. You're in violation. Violation warning. Your live is flagged for civic and election integrity. Repeated violations could result in your live being discontinued. How dare you show us the truth? How dare you? How dare you show us facts supported by evidence? You evil sexist. You evil sexist. Oh my God. Leave the Democrats alone. Don't you see they're protecting our democracy? See, Wendell Pierce had to assault the female supporter, the female Bernie supporter, because she was standing in the way of democracy. Don't you see? Hillary loves democracy. That's why she violates the law and doesn't get brought up with charges. Don't you see? Yeah, we see, you motherfuckers. Y'all trying to gaslight the living fucking shit out of us. Y'all really think we're that stupid. Exactly. That's why I say they're two branches of the same bullshit. That's why I say when they market themselves as the lesser evil, I don't care which evil is lesser. I'm not an evil person. I don't give a fuck about what's the greater, the lesser. I'm not an evil person, so I don't support evil. Period. Good people don't support evil. Otherwise, how can you be what's good, what's evil? What is good? What is evil? Exactly. That's what they do. Democrats are some of the most disingenuous people of all time. They will talk all the shit about Republicans all day, every day, especially on Sundays. The Republicans. And look, Republicans are shit. You're never going to get an argument from me against Republicans. Yes, they are garbage. We are leftists. I am a leftist. So you're never going to hear me be like, oh, yes, the wonderful, amazing Republicans. Didn't you see Trump? No. Never, ever. But what I do see is that the same Democrats that will fucking talk all the shit about Trump and some terrible thing that he said or some terrible thing he did, they will turn around and do that same shit. The same shit. Obama was one of the main people talking about when he gets in the office, he's going to make government transparent. He's going to have the most transparent fucking presidency ever. What did he do? The exact opposite. Had one of the most secretive governments of all time. In fact, he prosecuted more or should I say persecuted more whistleblowers using the Espionage Act than every single president before him combined. And the reason why that's a problem is because if you were doing such a good job, why would there be whistleblowers to begin with? Why do people need to expose your fucking administration for violating the fucking Constitution? If you were doing such a good job, and we're talking about the fucking, what was it? What was Obama, the editor of the Harvard Law Review? The Harvard Law Review? But yet, you can't seem to stop violating the Constitution for some reason, though you were a fucking senator. Studying law at Harvard. You studied law at Harvard. And yet, you keep violating the law. And now whistleblowers like, hey, this dude, this administration, they keep fucking up. And they never have consequences. And that's the thing, Benjamin. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're doing here. We're exposing the system for how it's antiquated. On a basic level, even if we didn't take all the shit we just talked about into play, let's reverse to the beginning and let's just assume that there's not all this crazy shit that's happened, right? Let's just assume that everything's on the up and all of that, and they're just trying their best, and they're doing their best to try to create a better world for us. The system itself is antiquated as hell. It made sense back in 1776, 1787, whatever the fuck, when the greatest fucking form of transportation was horse and buggy, and, we didn't have telephones and internet, but see, now we have telephones and internet. We got mobile devices, laptops, PCs, video game systems, consoles. You have all these different tools, all these different devices you can use the internet, you can surf the net, you can communicate with different people all around the world in all these different ways. We don't need representatives no more. As a matter of fact, I trust y'all more than I trust these goofies. That's why I always talk about how America's become a kakistocracy, a nation of dimwits, corrupted dimwits. Idiots. Motherfuckers who didn't earn their position. Motherfuckers who are simply unqualified for the position. Lawyers who don't understand their own laws. How the fuck did these goofies pass the bar exam, but they don't know their own laws? They don't know their own laws. I thought they had to study law. Like I tell you, how does a dude from the south side of Chicago who didn't even go to law school, who didn't study, I got a business degree. I got a business administration degree. How the fuck do I know the law better than these fools? I'll tell you why. Because I have the fucking internet. And I use it. I look up shit. Right? I have an insatiable thirst for knowledge. I can't stop wanting to know what the fuck is going on. And that's what they don't like. That's what they don't like. They don't like you, us, learning, knowing shit, knowing their bullshit. Even though a lot of media organizations might report on a lot of this shit, they don't talk about it hardly at all. Even at the time. Yes, CBS or ABC, CNN, all these different organizations, they might report on something, but then these reports get buried because, oh, did you not see Trump? Did you not see Bernie supporters throwing chairs? Bernie supporters throwing chairs? Even though they didn't throw chairs. But Bernie supporters threw chairs. Didn't you see Bernie supporters throwing chairs? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I just got some news, y'all. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jamie, what's good? No, I didn't. Yeah, but that's why we thank you. But that's why we need whistleblowers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it is. We're locked in. We're locked in. We are locked in. We just got to figure out the details. We just got to get the details together, and then I'll let you guys know in my Patreon for $5 a month, where you can get all the exclusives. Well, most of this, I just gave out an exclusive. I just threw that out there. But I'll give you the details. Once the details are made available, all those patrons will be the first to know. But yeah, but the fact of the matter is that we need whistleblowers because the powers that be, they always doing fuck shit, and there's somebody with a conscience that just can't sit idly by and let that fuck shit persist. They got to expose it because they actually care about the nation, the state of our nation. That's why I respect all the whistleblowers. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Daniel Ellsberg. You know what I'm saying? Peace to fucking goddamn Thomas Drake, Edward Snowden, and all the fucking even Reality Winner. You know what I'm saying? All the whistleblowers that show us the fuck shit that the government does. They have sacrificed their own well-being for our public good. And then the government, of course, uses the media to paint these people as traitors. Oh, they're traitors. How dare they release the data? Oh, they're traitors. Oh, see, Edward Snowden fled to Russia. He must have something to hide. He doesn't want to face justice. No, he doesn't want to face justice. It's not justice. He wouldn't even had to do that if you fucks were doing right by us instead of taking our metadata and just hoarding it. Using these tech companies to take all of our data via the NSA spy program. Facts. Snowden was the real GOAT. But let those fucks tell it. He's a traitor. He's a traitor. He betrayed the American government. He betrayed America because he had the nerve to expose us for violating the Constitution like we love to do. Even though we always talk about, we love the Constitution. We so love the Constitution. Don't you see them over there? They don't care about the Constitution. But then when we violate the Constitution, shh. Nobody needs to go. Please don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Somebody tells it, how dare you, you're a traitor, you're a you, how dare you, evil monster, evil doer. They should be hung, they should be punished, they should be jailed, they should be killed, and all this shit. To me, that's slander. That's slander. Technology being used to paint these heroes as villains. Up is down, left is right, war is peace. That's why I talk about how tech is being used to oppress us. Because if you have the nerve to tell the truth, you are the most evil, terrible person in the fucking world. Now, I'm willing to bet you, if we were getting on TikTok and we were talking about, oh no, the two-party system's done a swell job. They are wonderful and amazing American citizens, and they are the greatest leaders of all time. We love the Democrats and the Republicans. They are just the greatest patriots that America's ever seen. They're doing the swellest job. I love the legislation they passed in the last several years. Doing wonderful. And we'll probably get 100 bajillion followers all day. Maybe I need to try that. Maybe I need to try that. Just bullshit all day. But see, that's the reason why I created the no cap zone. Because I couldn't bullshit even if I wanted to. Even though I think I could be a good actor, it's so hard for me to bullshit. It's so hard to bullshit. Exactly, Jay. And that's the reason why Edward Snowden didn't subject himself, or it's just they didn't turn himself in. That's why he did flee to Russia. Because we saw what happened to Chelsea Manning, formerly known as Bradley Manning. Because Chelsea was fucking tortured in all these different ways, kept in prison all that time. Why? Because she had the nerve. Matter of fact. Don't know if y'all seen this. So, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. And if you haven't seen it, you can see it on YouTube. So it's been on YouTube for like 10 years, maybe longer, 20 years. I don't know when this shit happened. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you because that's what I do. I show. I don't just tell. I show and tell. Remember show and tell back in school? Well, that's what I do. That's what I do. I show and I tell and I show. That's what I do. I show and tell. Let's check it out. Check it out. Check it out. The following content may contain graphic or violent imagery. Viewer discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised. Look away. Look away. Iraqi civilians killed. So, check it out. In case you haven't seen it. Oh, they got it. Oh, I got it muted. My bad. My bad. My bad. I forgot. I turned the sound on. My bad, y'all.
For more than 2.5 years, the wire service Reuters has been trying to find out what happened to their 2 staff members on this street in the suburb of New Baghdad. WikiLeaks says this is what happened.
Yep, he's got 11-2. Hotel 26, Crazy Horse 1855, 6 individuals with AK-47s. We got RPG. All right, we got a guy with...
The voice on the tape, presumably a member of the military, says there has been shooting in the area and receives permission to open fire.
When people are labeled as insurgents, are they really insurgents? It seems to be the case that from the scenes in this video, that any person that is not a man and sometimes not a woman is by default labeled as an insurgent.
Light them all up. Come on, fire! Hey, Roger. Keep shooting. God damn it, Kyle. All right. I hit him. Oh, yeah, look at those dead bastards. Nice. 2-6.
From a distance, you hear the voices on the tape watch as the wounded try to crawl to help. But when help arrives...
Come on, let's shoot. You're engaged. 1-8, engaged. Clear. Come on. Clear. Oh, yeah, look at that. Right through the windshield.
In this video, I think you see the interaction of pilots and the by
So
war
funny.
itself, in particular by modern nature of aerial warfare. So you see these young pilots acting like they're playing video games, only the high scores they are getting are with real human lives.
We go frequency. I just drove over a body. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Even from high above, the harsh reality becomes evident. The troops that arrive find 2 children wounded. You see them carry their small bodies and call for help.
Hey, I need to get the brass to drop ramps. I got a wounded girl. We need to take the rest of mine.
The response on the tape...
It's their fault for bringing their kids to a battle. That's right.
Patty Colhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Yeah. Damn, like that. They didn't like that. How dare you release actual data and facts? How dare you? Evil. Chelsea Manning evil for releasing that data. Yeah, Alex Jones is a goofy. See, here's what's crazy to me, right? Speaking on that. That a capping ass motherfucker like Alex Jones could build $1 billion media empire capping all day. Bullshitting all day. Talking about Trump as King David of the Bible. What the fuck kind of goofy shit is that? The hell is wrong with these people? First of all, these are fictional characters in this Bible. Second of all, who gives a fuck? If that's your standard, that's a pathetic standard. That's a pathetic standard. David was a charlatan, like all of these goofies are charlatans. Why would we want a charlatan for president? He was already president. He failed miserably, which is one of the reasons why he lost the election in 2020, because he failed. His handling of the COVID virus was atrocious. Talking about, oh, you need to fucking totally use some ivermectin, guys. Ivermectin for your COVID. Ivermectin. And then he got COVID and he shut the fuck up about all that shit. Goofy. Goofy. And then the same goofy Alex Jones, of all the hills to die on, of all of the hills to die on, you choose the fucking the mass shooting that happened in Sandy Hook, the Sandy Hook shooting, saying that it didn't happen. Really? Hitting up the families, the victims, and say it didn't happen. That wasn't real. It didn't really happen. False flag operation. False flag guy didn't happen. I'm like, I know it's a tragic situation. It would be so lovely if it didn't happen. But see, we have this thing called real life. Real life. And to me, the thing that's so bizarre about that situation is if it didn't happen, if it actually didn't happen, then why would they tear down the school? If it didn't happen. If it didn't happen. Like actually didn't happen. See, they tore down the school because they're trying to hide. How can you hide something that didn't happen? If it didn't actually occur. I'm sure he says that. I'm sure he said that. But see, this is what I'm talking about. I don't see any of these media organizations trying to shut that fucker down. Right? I don't see TikTok saying, oh, Alex Jones, terrible, horrible. But, oh, we tell the truth. And they're like, oh, no, terrible, horrible. And this is the sad part of reality. We wonder why it's so hard to improve as a society in tangible, meaningful ways. With all the technology, all the vast wealth being generated, 10 people worth over $1 trillion, and yet we still have homelessness and hunger and all this type of shit. And their best solution is a fucking surveillance state. That's their best solution. No, not let's pull our resources so we can solve any of these different issues. It's just straight up, surveillance, let's just watch all of y'all. Yeah, that's the ticket. Let's watch everybody. Let's watch everybody. That's totally going to solve the problem. Oh, you want to tell the truth? Wrong, shut them down. Oh, you want to spread lies? Yay, boost them up. Boost them up. And then we wonder why all these fools keep getting in office and then we can't do shit. Doesn't matter which party. Democrat, Republicans. Exactly. We can't. How are we going to touch the rich when they live in gated communities and ivory towers outside the town? Far away from everybody. As a matter of fact, I read Edward Snowden's book. Check this out. right? Because Edward Snowden talked about how he grew up in government. Both of his parents worked for the government. He showed me, well, not me, everybody who read the book, you know what I'm saying? There are zip codes that exist that you can't bring up on Google Maps, where a lot of politicians live, super duper fucking high wealthy fucking neighborhoods, and they don't come up on Google Maps. That's blew my fucking mind. If you type in the zip code into Google Maps, don't shit come up. Nothing comes up. Exactly, Ben. See, but that's the thing about it that's crazy. I was talking about this yesterday, right? I told this story. I tell this story all the time. Check it out. Long story short, pre-pandemic, I'm going to work. I'm on the bus. Some crazy dude decides he wants to pick on this young girl minding her own business. There's like maybe 30 people on the bus, but ain't nobody trying to do nothing to stop this dude. Dude goes up to her. Yeah, I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to fuck you up, bitch. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Everybody just sitting there watching. And me, I'm not finna sit by and let some dude harass a young chick and potentially harm her. So I spoke up and told dude, hey, knock it the fuck off, dude. I didn't say it like that. I said, cut it out, man. Sit down. Man, I can do what I want while he was sitting down. I can do what I want. I'm like, no, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. And you know what happened? Nothing. He shut the fuck up, sat his bitch ass down, and got the fuck off the next stop. And the whole point of me saying that was that there's so many of us. We could all just stomp dude out. But 29 other people, cowards, bitch made, don't want to do shit. So I had to step up to do the shit. And like I said yesterday, it's a microcosm of the society that we have. Despite the fact we have all these people, 350 fucking million people. 350 million people. That's why I talked about January 6th. You know why they hate January 6th? You know why they talk so bad about January 6th? Because a small group of people, a super tiny group of people, was able to cause so much chaos and disruption for these fucking fucks in Congress. While they would have you believe that they got all these resources, all this military and all these nukes and all these weapons, ricin toxins and shit like sarin gas, whatever. A group of goofy ass Trump supporters ran up in their shit and caused all this chaos. Now, even though I completely disagree with their reason for doing it, I completely support them doing it. Because the government fucking sucks. People would rather catch chlamydia than fuck with this garbage ass government. So if this small little group of people can cause that much of a disruption, just imagine what we would do if we were all working interdependently with synergy peacefully to make shit happen. Because see, my whole thing is that violence should be a last resort. Last resort. If all else fails, right? But as somebody who's helped pass legislation with a small group of people of about 20 people, I know for a fact that if we were all working together to transform society, we could do it. 350 million people in this country, we don't even need 1/10 of 1% of that to make a huge difference. But let them tell it. We're just so powerless. There's nothing that we could do. We're just so weak and fragile, and there's nothing we could do. There's nothing we could do. Yes, there is. Yes, there's plenty of shit we could do. Right? I talk all the time about how there's more to the political process than just merely passively voting every 2 to 4 years. While I would never say, hey, don't vote ever, people who think that voting is the end-all be-all don't know shit. But see, that's the thing. They always want to tell people, vote, vote, vote. You gotta vote, you gotta vote, you gotta vote, because it's the easiest thing to do. Once every 2 to 4 years, you go to this fucking booth, you fill out a piece of paper, and then feel like you did something amazing, like you accomplished something great. Even though, depending on where you live at, it's almost negligible. Like me here in Chicago, doesn't matter who I vote for. The Democrat is winning the state of fucking Illinois, period. It don't matter who I vote for. So my vote literally doesn't matter. Oh yeah, exactly. I remember that shit. And I had the stock too. I didn't sell it in enough time. By the time I figured out what was going on, it was too late. Fuck! Damn it! But no, it's all good. But yeah, exactly. They keep placing these psyops. That's divide and conquer. Democrat versus Republican. Christian versus non-Christian. All this fucking shit. That's why I always go back to, what is reality? What is it? What is this reality? What does it mean to be alive? What are we trying to do as people in the long run, in the end game? By the end of it all, what is it that we're hoping to try to accomplish? If we could take a step back from our fucking biases and our worldviews and all that, and we just start over with a clean slate, what are we trying to do? And I venture to say we should be working towards trying to understand as much as we can about reality, so we can use that wisdom to manipulate our reality to our collective benefit, transforming our society such that we create a well-functioning society, one that sets us up on the path of being able to not only survive, but thrive and move up and up and up and up and up on the Kardashev scale, and while we're at it, on the Global Peace Index. But instead, most people don't know none of this shit. The media doesn't tell anybody about any of this shit, and as you can all see, they do everything possible to suppress us from being able to continuously talk about this shit. So while they over there and these people over here are talking about, oh, bullshit, 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 vote for us because bullshit, 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 the media is promoting all of that all day, every day. They're probably talking about these fucks right now. Turn on CNN, they probably talking about Trump, Kamala, Trump, Kamala, Trump, Democrat, Republican, Democrat. Like they have been for the past several decades. But all I see, war, famine, droughts, wildfires, hurricanes, poverty, homelessness, hunger, abuse, and fucking just cap all over the place. And I don't see any of this shit being addressed in any serious manner. Like I said earlier, during the presidential debate, they didn't talk about none of this shit. They vaguely, like one of the moderators brought up climate change. I don't even remember what either of them said about it because, as a matter of fact, I don't think they said anything about it. Wait, they did. I remember Trump said that she doesn't support fracking. And then she said, no, actually I do. I love fracking. Fracking amazing. Don't you understand? I never not supported fracking. I love fracking. Fracking. Frack that. Frack. Frack that. Frack. Yeah, that's totally gonna solve climate change. Yeah. Supporting fracking. Yeah. Great job. Great job. Well, see, that's the thing, Ben. There's so many issues we have to face. But see, these fucks have their agendas because at the end of the day, these fucks, both major parties, are buoyed by the rich, the banks, and the corporations. The rich, the banks, and the corporations donate to their campaigns. That's why when Biden dropped out and Kamala was pushed up, they totally schmodally loved the fact she was able to raise $100 million overnight. If you think she got that $100 million from 100 million people, something's wrong with you. It is abundantly clear that the rich, the banks, and the corporations chose her. And TikTok couldn't stand it when I told them about how she didn't have a chance. They couldn't stand it. How dare I criticize their precious Democratic candidate? And that's why they don't want to let y'all talk in the comments. That's why they don't want us to talk publicly and get the message out there, because heaven forbid we actually make a difference. Just like you said, Benji, war leads to wartime profits. That means that those private military contractors, that means that the fucking law enforcement industrial complex, the intelligence industrial complex, they might lose out on money. They might be out of a job. Why would we need private military contractors or the intelligence agencies if we have a globe of peace? If we actually had world peace, the fuck we need the CIA for? The fuck we need the NSA for if we're all working together as a fucking global fucking population? They might be out of a job, and we can't have that. Can't have that. Private prisons losing profits, can't have that. We can't have that. Pharmaceutical companies losing out on profits, we can't have that. We can't allow that. Don't you understand? They need to continue making money because something, unlimited growth model, something, protecting America, something, protecting the economy, something, bullshit. It's all cap. It's all fucking cap. That's why they do everything they possibly can to shut us down as much as they can, to suppress us, to silence us as much as they can, because they cannot handle losing their way of life. They have no problem, like you were saying earlier, Ben, or was it Mark? I forget. It might have been Mark or Matt. I should say. My bad, Matt. I think it was Matt. Because Matt was talking about how AI has caused a lot of people to lose their jobs, right? They don't care about people being laid off and losing their jobs because some new technology. But heaven forbid they lose their jobs. That would be the worst thing in the world. That's why up is down, left is right, war is peace. The same technologies that have been used to help us create a better society are also being used to prevent us from making an even better society. That's why we can't even have real conversations about anything. That's why conversations are always so fucking contesting, convoluted. That's why you have all these bots and trolls that just hop out of nowhere to blah, 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 blah. Oh, look at you, you're this, you're that, how dare you. Report. See, out the gate. That's what you want to talk about? That's your problem? I have so much time. So do they. Democrats and Republicans have had literal decades to show us that what they are about is improving our society. They have had plenty of decades to show us that they actually had our best interests at heart, and they failed miserably for decades. But see, that's the thing, Jamie. When you live in the state of hyper-capitalism, when you live in capitalism in general, you're always going to have the haves and have-nots. You're always going to have an unemployment rate above zero. Everybody can't have a job in a capitalist society. It's impossible. There have to be winners and losers, which is why you get 10 people who are worth over $1 trillion and fools like this one coming through trouble. You see how they do? You see how they do? You see how they do? Why don't you hit the like button? Why don't you do that? Why don't you hit the like button? Explain that. What's stopping you? Hit the like button. 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 hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? What's wrong? What's wrong? What happened? What happened? What happened? No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the other fuck. I'm talking about that other fuck right there. Why don't you hit the like button? You. Yeah, you. You. Why don't you hit the like button? Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Oh. Yo. Cancel this motherfucker, man. Get him the fuck out of here. You know what? I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Bye. Bye. Nice try. Better luck next time. Bye. 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 Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. And that's what I'm talking about. That right there. That right there. That right there. You see what they do? You see what they do? This is what they do. This is what they do. That right there. That right there. That right there. And this is what I've said before. If I told motherfuckers all they had to do to save the world was hit the like button, they would fucking do anything but that. They absolutely refuse because that's how full of shit they are, and they know they are. That's why they would rather come around and say this type of shit, because these are the people that are standing in the way of progress. These are the people, these are the type of people that can't stand when we call them out for being the trolly trolls that they are. Because they are full of shit. They don't want human progress. They don't want humanity to progress. These are the type of people that want to ensure that we stay fucked. So, you just missed it, man. Just missed it. You were going for a long time. Yeah. Fucking troll. All these fucking trolls out in this piece, doing everything possible to obscure the truth because they know that they're full of shit. And that's why they do what they do, to ensure that we can't accomplish anything. And because we have the nerve to talk about it, they come in here and tell us, shut up, quit bitching, quit bitching. That's their whole shit. They don't want to say, hey, let's figure out how to solve these problems. They want us to shut the fuck up. And I have no idea how they can be so, like, delusional that they think that telling me to quit bitching is all of a sudden going to make me like, you know what? You're right. You know what? I'm just going to end the live, guys. So-and-so told me to quit bitching, so my bad, y'all. I guess I was, I was thinking that all these problems happen, but I was wrong, fam. I was wrong. I'm just bitching. I'm just whining and complaining. So I'm going to stop whining and complaining and just end the stream because so-and-so said so, even though they wouldn't hit the like button, even though they wouldn't hit the notification bell and subscribe and all that type of shit, even though they don't support me, even though they didn't join the Patreon, even though they won't donate to my Cash App, even though they won't follow me on all my social media accounts, any of that. No, because so-and-so and such said I should stop, I'm just going to stop. Yeah, totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Tell me to shut up, I'll be quiet. But when they leave, I be talking again. Actually, no, I didn't stop. No, I wouldn't be quiet. All that's gonna do is make me talk even more. All it's gonna do is make me talk even more. You're never gonna shut me up. Telling me to shut up is literally counterintuitive. You wanna shut me up? You really wanna shut me up? Like, for real? Like, really wanna shut me up? Help me out. Help me help us create a well-functioning society. Help me help us become a Kardashev Type 1 civilization. I'll shut the fuck up. I will shut the fuck up. I wouldn't have nothing to say. Help me help us solve world hunger, cure diseases, improve the environment, whittle down the wealth inequality that's expanded beyond out of control. Help create a better, more modern governmental system that actually works for the lot of us, for the human collective. Instead of these fucking corrupt individuals, I will shut my dumb ass the fuck up. Otherwise, the fuck out my fucking face. Do you not know where the hell you are at? You are in the no cap zone, where we have a super duper uber strict dress code. Now get the fuck off with that capping ass shit. We like the club. No caps allowed. Sorry. Can't enter the club when you got that cap on. You can't enter the club if you got that capping ass bullshit on. Take that shit off. Take that capping ass shit the fuck off. Or you can't even come up in here. You can't even come through here. You will be unkindly removed, and you can move the fuck around. Hell is wrong with you? Thought you was gonna come up in here and tell us to shut the fuck up. Joke's on you. I ain't shutting up. I'm not gonna quit my bitching. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna bitch even more, even more, bitch even more. Just because you told me to stop, I'm gonna do it and 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 making it do what it do. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? Do I make you feel like a natural woman? I hope so. And if not, I don't care. I don't care about your feelings. I really don't. I don't care. It's all about the facts. It's about the facts, not your feelings. So you're not going to convince me to give a fuck about how you feel if you ain't here trying to help me, help us, help the world. Because otherwise, the fuck is the point of you? I have no use for people like that. We have no use for people like that. Unfortunately, these people are far too numerous. So we have an uphill battle we got to climb. But nevertheless, we will continue ascending. So, to conclude, technology, wonderful. Technology, great. Technology fucking sucks. It's awesome and it sucks. In other words, it can be used for great, it can be used for fuck shit. So how about we use it more for great shit and not the fuck shit? Why would we need a surveillance state if we had a well-functioning society? If we had a society where we didn't have the haves and the have-nots, if we had a society where we actually cared about education, we cared about people's quality of life, we cared about actually addressing poverty, solving hunger, solving climate change, solving the abuses that are rampant, solving spousal abuse, domestic violence, fucking substance abuses, mental health, all that shit. Maybe these goofy ass billionaire fucks wouldn't be talking about surveillance states and us being on our best behavior. Maybe if we actually understood human behavior more, like actually understanding what goes on upstairs and figuring out better ways to ensure that we can be in a state of stasis, homeostasis, contentment, where we're not just like, oh, being placated with bullshit, platitudes, and nonsense fucking propaganda. No, we're actually, our quality of life, our collective quality of life is actually improved to where our basic needs are being met, where we actually have better substances that better address us and our issues, that we actually figure out better methods of treatment for our various traumas, for our various problems, for our various psychological disorders, for our various personal issues. Maybe, just maybe, we could create a well-functioning society for ourselves. Maybe we can have a more harmonious society where we're not constantly infighting and bickering over bullshit. Where actually we're putting our heads together to work interdependently with synergy to actually solve all these various problems and move on to new things. I'm sick of having these constant fucking conversations over nothing. I'm sick of all of this Democrat versus Republican bullshit. How about fuck that shit? Both of them have failed. Both of them have failed. They have failed. Decade after decade after decade, they have failed. They have failed. They have failed. They have failed. They have both failed. Failed. They are miserable failures. Why do we keep enabling them? Why do we keep enriching them? Why do we keep believing, oh, this is the most important election of our lifetimes, and if this party wins or that party wins, they're going to destroy? No, how about this? They're all destroying us. No matter who wins, we all lose. If this party wins, we lose. If that party wins, we lose. Democrats in office right now, and they're supporting genocide. How the fuck do we win? How is that winning? How is supporting genocide winning? How is that winning? If we care about human life, how the fuck is genocide winning? I'll tell you how. It's not! We're fucking losing! Maybe that's why we keep falling and falling and falling and falling. Falling! We're constantly falling on the Global Peace Index. We're not even in the top 10. We're not even in the top 100. We're not even in the top 100. We're not even in the top 100. We have fallen to 132. We have fallen to 132. Out of 163 countries, we're 132. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why are we such miserable failures? Why are we content with failing? Why? Why are we content with failing? Hold on. Yeah, exactly. Countries that we shit on are way fucking far ahead of us. That's why I came up with this new quote. We're the greatest, long as you don't grade us. We're the greatest, long as you don't grade us. If you grade us, yeah, as you can see, we failed. So, gotta go help my mom real quick. So, thank you for coming through to the No Cap Zone. We're going to be moving into the Discord now. Kick it, shoot the shit, build community like we always do. Link is available on my page. And let's keep fighting the good fight and bring some sense to this crazy world, to this crazy country of the United States of America, the divided states of America. This has been another instance of the No Cap Zone, where we are going to bring the motherfucking sense to reality, where we're going to improve humanity. We're going to drag humanity into the future, kicking and screaming, regardless of what these haters say, regardless of what these institutions say. Thank you for coming through, Benji. Appreciate you coming through. We're going to be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on TikTok, and then here, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless otherwise noted. But thank y'all for coming through. This has been another instance of the No Cap Zone, where we have a strict dress code. Knock it the hell off with that cap and shit. Knock it off! The only cap allowed around these parts is your thinking cap. Otherwise, move the fuck around. This ain't the place for you. Holla back at your boy.